Also, our tour of our historical room would not be complete, truly, without mentioning Howard Coble. Howard was a congressman for 30 years, and he and his family were a part of our congregation for so many decades, and he was just a kind and faithful servant to all. And so we have just a little small representation here of him, and actually it fits him to a T. That would be what Howard would want. Another exhibit here in the historical room are the chairs from the old sanctuary that were moved down here for safekeeping. They're quite lovely and not to be sat on, but to be looked at. And one of the three of the items that are down here that are in the wall are these are remembrances of our first three ministers here at Alamance Presbyterian Church: David Caldwell, Reverend Carruthers, and Reverend Tidball. And so they are ingrained into this wall. And the wall itself, there are two walls here in the room that have this lovely brick. And the brick actually came from the fourth church building. We are currently in the fifth church building. And it was built in 1874. And we were in that for 80 years before the current sanctuary was built in 1954 and 55. So even the room itself is historical in that sense. Another item is communion service that rests down here from the 1880s. We keep good track of that. It's used every now and then just for a representative value during a communion. But that's our memory wall here. And one more thing. One of the people who really took care, was a great caretaker here at Alamance for many, many things, but for the historical room itself, was Edna Smith Job. She was a driving force behind making sure everything was done and labeled and displayed in a beautiful way, her along with all of her ladies on the committee. And actually she wrote a book that it's just a lovely book, and it tells so much history about our church. And she grew up here, and so she has a wealth of that. And we still have a few copies of this book left, so if you're interested in a copy, we can work that out for you at some point in time. And another small item is, which is really not small, but we had some scrapbooks that were donated by Sarah Richardson's daughter, and they are a beautiful way to have shown how life was from the 1920s on up actually until the early 2000s. Sarah was very, very good about clipping things, and there are a lot of interesting things, some things that are generally just about the church and some things about some of our members. So that is another display that you would definitely want to see when you're here. Thank you so much for coming by to see our historical room. It means so much to so many, and so many people have not seen it. So when things are normal again, and when our lives are normal, then we're going to have an open house, aren't we? And we'll make sure that everyone gets that opportunity to see everything in person. And for now, I want you to stay well, be safe, and keep the faith.